But I want to start tonight with the big story from Uttar Pradesh, which is now the battleground of the country, where the political discourse day by day is getting more fierce and some would say is reaching new lows every day. On Sunday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in UP's Fatehpur and used vocabulary that many felt struck a divisive note. He said if there is electricity in Ramzan, it must also be there in holi, and also compared crematoriums and burial grounds of Hindus and Muslims. It didn't end there. Akhilesh Yadav has now hit back at Mr. Modi. He told superstar Amitabh Bachchan to stop endorsing the donkeys of Gujarat. Remember, Mr. Bachchan is the brand ambassador of Gujarat tourism. Clearly, it's getting more polarized in Uttar Pradesh dangal.
गांव में अगर कब्रिस्तान बनता है तो गांव में स्मशान भी बनना चाहिए. संकेत जो मिले हैं.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who usually takes pains to showcase himself as the poster boy of development, is striking a divisive note in Uttar Pradesh, the state that is into its fourth phase of elections. On Sunday, addressing a rally in Fatehpur, Modi used a new vocabulary, which so far was a preserve of the fringe elements of the BJP.
अगर रमजान में बिजली मिलती है तो दिवाली में भी बिजली मिलनी चाहिए. अगर होली पे बिजली मिलती है तो ईद पर भी बिजली मिलनी चाहिए. आपकी नीयत साफ है कि नहीं है?
The comments made by the Prime Minister suggest that the BJP, faced with a tough fight from the Samajwadi Party, Congress combined, is giving its growth agenda a quiet burial.
गांव में अगर कब्रिस्तान बनता है तो गांव में स्मशान भी बनना चाहिए. अगर रमजान में बिजली मिलती है तो दिवाली में भी बिजली मिलनी चाहिए. अगर होली पे बिजली मिलती है तो ईद पर भी बिजली मिलनी चाहिए.
उन्होंने कहा कि बताओ.
Modi's statements drew heated reactions from his rivals. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav, in response, was nasty and personal, while Mayawati chose to call Modi anti-Dalit.
हम प्रधानमंत्री जी से कहेंगे, आप गंगा मैया को बहुत मानते हो, आप गंगा मैया के बेटा हो, आप गंगा मैया की कसम खाओ और बोलो समाजवादी पार्टी 24 घंटे बनारस में बिजली दे रही है कि नहीं दे रही है. एक गधे का ज्ञापन आता है, विज्ञापन. हम तो इस सदी के बड़े महानायक से कहेंगे कि अब आप गुजरात के गधों का प्रचार मत करिए.
बड़े दुखी होकर कह रहे थे कि बीएसपी के अकाउंट में 100 करोड़ रुपए जमा है. नोटबंदी का फैसला लेने से पहले 10 महीने के अंदर अंदर कितना आपके अकाउंट में पैसा जमा हुआ पहले आप तो बता दो. लेकिन इस पर जवाब देने के लिए मिस्टर नेगेटिव दलित मैन तैयार नहीं.
Politics of polarization is not new to the Uttar Pradesh battleground. From a minority pitch to crass vote bank politics to finger pointing at a certain community, each communal card has been played up in the UP campaign trail. Do our leaders think hate is a bigger vote winner than development? The answer seems to be yes, if we go by the evidence on display. Bureau Report, India Today.
The politics of hate in Uttar Pradesh, the politics of divide and rule that's gone on for decades. Azam Khan, Amit Shah, Yogi Adityanath, Mayawati, Narendra Modi, Akhilesh Yadav, are they all guilty? Listen in to our politics of divide and rule in this country.
भाइयों बहनों, गांव में अगर कब्रिस्तान बनता है तो गांव में स्मशान भी बनना चाहिए. अगर रमजान में बिजली मिलती है तो दिवाली में भी बिजली मिलनी चाहिए.
अपने सोने वाले नुकसान से बचने के लिए अब प्रदेश के खासकर अल्पसंख्यक समाज के लोगों को अपना एक तरफा वोट सपा को न देकर अकेले बहुजन समाज पार्टी को ही देना है, जो बिना किसी पक्षपात के उनकी सुरक्षा के साथ साथ उनके विकास व उत्थान का भी पूरा ध्यान रखती है.
इन टूटी हुई उंगलियों को ताकत दो। जमाने ने इन उंगलियों के साथ बहुत नाइंसाफी की है, बहुत तोड़ा है। कभी अपनों ने, कभी दातों ने, कभी दिल्ली की जामा मस्जिद ने, कभी गोरखपुर के महंत ने बहुत तोड़ा, कभी साक्षी ने, कभी साध्वी ने। इन टूटी हुई उंगलियों का इलाज करो और इनका इलाज तुम्हारे पास है। इन्हें बंद कर दो, एक मजबूत मुट्ठी बनाओ, ये मुट्ठी तुम्हारे इत्तेहाद की जमानत देगी।
मुझे बताओ कि आपको लैपटॉप मिला है क्या? जरा जोर से बोलो, मिला है? आपको मिला है? क्यों नहीं मिला है भाई? सरकार को कहती है बहुत लैपटॉप बांट दिए, क्यों नहीं मिला है? क्योंकि लैपटॉप देने के पहले आपका धर्म पूछते हैं, आपकी जाति पूछते हैं। अगर धर्म और जाति मैच नहीं होती है तो आपको लैपटॉप नहीं मिलेंगे।
मुजफ्फरनगर के दंगे में जो घोषित अपराधी सरकार का था, यहां का विधायक उस घोषित अपराधी मंत्री को क्लीन चिट देने का बेइस्लामीपूर्ण कार्य करता है। मुझे लगता है कि जिस व्यक्ति ने मुजफ्फरनगर का जख्म देकर के समाज को अपमानित किया हो, उसको आपसे वोट मांगने का कोई नैतिक अधिकार नहीं रह जाता है।
Tonight I'm going to ask several big questions. Some of them may be troubling, but I believe this country must ask them. Do Prime Minister Narendra Modi's remarks betray an attempt to win UP by playing Hindutva politics, the politics of divide and rule on religious grounds? What happened to the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas slogan? Is that confined to Delhi and not the UP dangal? Has the Akhilesh Yadav government indeed discriminated on religious grounds as the Prime Minister alleges? Are all parties guilty of divide and rule politics, from Mayawati to Akhilesh to Narendra Modi? Is hate a bigger vote winner than development at the end of the day in this country? And does Akhilesh Yadav's donkey jibe at the Prime Minister behove the Chief Minister of the state? Joining me now, GVL Narasimha Rao, National Spokesperson BJP, Ghanshyam Tiwari, Spokesperson Samajwadi Party. I'm also joined by a member of the royal family of Lucknow, Nawab Jafar Mir, and Sharat Pradhan, senior journalist, joins me from Lucknow. Appreciate all of you joining me on this program. But first today, I want to give you a fact checker. This is exactly what is being done in the American media today. Today the Prime Minister, or yesterday the Prime Minister spoke about electricity during Eid and Diwali. Well, these are the facts, Mr. Prime Minister. The fact is, and this has come from the Uttar Pradesh government's official website, from the official sources of the Uttar Pradesh government, Eid July 6, 2016 supply was 13,500 megawatts. Diwali supply was 15,400 megawatts per day. They claim it was 24 hours for 5 days. Those are the hard facts, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao. Has the Prime Minister pulled off a jumla, or did he get carried away by his own rhetoric when he seemed to suggest that there was electricity during Ramzan but no electricity during Diwali? Should a Prime Minister be telling the country something which may not be true, sir?
No, Rajdeep, I think you must get your facts right before you make such horrible claims. I think the Prime Minister is speaking the truth.
So I have a
document to show.
Are you saying that the Uttar Pradesh government is lying?
Prepared by.
Are you saying the Uttar Pradesh government is lying?
Absolutely lying through their teeth. There is no load shedding during festivals of a particular community, but then power goes off. This you can go and check in any part of Uttar Pradesh. People will tell you this. You see what the Honorable Prime Minister said is a feedback from the ground. Any part of Uttar Pradesh, they experience this.
Our reporters have checked on the ground and they are denying that there is any such discrimination.
I challenge you.
You are challenging me.
I challenge any channel.
Okay.
I challenge any journalist to go with me to any part that you choose in Uttar Pradesh. This is exactly the feedback. I was in Uttar Pradesh.
Sir.
Your own editor was traveling in Uttar Pradesh. We met each other in many places. Anyone can go with me. This is a report from Rural Electrification Corporation. This says, based on a ground report carried out by them, they have found that there has been discrimination in terms of electrifying villages and households under rural electrification project, Jyotigram Yojana. This is a feedback. This says this discrimination has been done on religious grounds. This is prepared, this is a letter by Rajiv Sharma, Chairman and Managing Director of Rural Electrification Corporation. This is a letter dated 28 July 2016. I can show you an Amar Ujala report which has made, which talks about this Tustikaran for in the case of electrification. The last sentence is very interesting. This is a report by Amar Ujala. The last sentence says, मुस्लिम बहुल्य इलाकों में कब्रिस्तान तक का विद्युतीकरण कर दिया है. This is not BJP writing this. This is media reporting.
Sir,
I think this has been done nakedly. It's been centuries since Mughal Raj ended in this country. Sir, but unfortunately, you have had a Mughal Raj in 5 years. There has been discrimination in every manner. I challenge anyone to show one such discrimination carried out by the Prime Minister Modi's government in the last 5 years.
Sir, just a minute. Now you are disputing the electricity figures. Number two, the Prime Minister said, let's do fact checkers. The Prime Minister said if a Kabristan is built in a village, then a Shamshan should also be constructed there. Clearly saying that effectively land was being given for burial grounds to Muslims but not to Hindus for cremation grounds. I have the money for cremation grounds, the budget that has been allocated. The 2014-15 budget allocated 100 crores for 755 cremation grounds, all 755 constructed. In 2015-16, 127 crores allotted, another 755 cremation grounds constructed. 2016-17, 127 crores allotted, 521 cremation grounds constructed, 138 were constructed till March, and now all 521 have been constructed. These are also hard facts. Is the Prime Minister, sir, being economical with the truth? There may be one or two instances in one or two places of discrimination. Has the Prime Minister made a mistake by generalizing, making it a Hindu-Muslim issue?
Can they tell us how much money was spent on Kabristans? I can tell you one district alone. On an average, 20 to 30 crores was spent. It's okay. We have no problem. We have no problem if any money is used for development of any community. But there shall not be discrimination on the basis of religion. That's what a secular state is.
So you are saying,
people in the media, unfortunately, political parties in this country
supplies only given to a particular community.
Is secularism, and discrimination is secularism. This is the tragedy of this country.
So you stand by what the Prime Minister is saying. There's discrimination in electricity supplies.
Appeasement is secularism.
Sir, just a minute. I want to get this right. You say there is discrimination in electricity supplies, discrimination between burial grounds and cremation grounds, and you also stand by presumably what Mr. Amit Shah, your party president, says that laptops are only being given first to Muslims. That's what you're saying. Because our evidence on the ground by our reporters is every community has got laptops.
Absolutely,
are you also saying, you're saying there's discrimination?
No, you see, even Samajwadi pension, there is discrimination in everything because it's a vote bank.
Sir,
they have done it very tactically, very strategically.
I have more figures.
We want to get 20% of a community vote.
Yes. I have more figures. Pilgrims travelling for Sindhu Darshan were given 10,000 each. Those undertaking the pilgrimage to Mansarovar were given
on the basis of religion.
Just a minute. I have figures here. Pilgrims travelling for Sindhu Darshan given 10,000 each. Those undertaking the pilgrimage to Mansarovar given 50,000 each. List of religious places provided 24-hour electricity. Jain Mandir Hastinapur, Panch Pyara Hastinapur, Deoband and Dargah Ali Deva Sharif, Vrindavan Mathura, Kasia Kushinagar, Sarnath Varanasi. Now, is the Prime Minister being selective just like Akhilesh may be? Is he being selective? Is he polarizing people? This was an appeal to a Hindu vote. Yes or no? No? Are you denying it?
He's talking about equality for all.
Okay.
Which is what this, let me complete, which is what our constitution says.
Yes.
Equality for all, state having no religion, state's development not to be given favorably to any particular religion.
Okay.
When Prime Minister talks about it, does that become communalism? Are you not Are you not looking through jaundiced eyes?
Okay. Okay.
When Manmohan Singh said
eyes?
nation's resources should be given to the minorities first.
That was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's statement, which many will also question.
Why are you not calling it rank communalism?
Okay. You believe that when former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said Muslims have first right to resources, that should be in fact seen as communal. Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson Samajwadi Party, please respond. Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao maintains that in Uttar Pradesh there has been discrimination sharply on religious grounds, even when it comes to electricity supply and laptops. He's given a letter which he claims he has in his possession suggesting that such discrimination has taken place. Your response, Mr. Tiwari?
I think it's a sad thing. The Prime Minister has taken a campaign which was Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas and made it Apna Vikas Sabka Vinash. The Prime Minister says that every village in Uttar Pradesh should have a Shamshan Ghat. This is his vision for Uttar Pradesh. Do you know how many villages, Mr. Narasimha Rao, do you know how many villages are there in Uttar Pradesh? There are 1,10,000 villages. So the Prime Minister's vision for Uttar Pradesh is 1,10,000 Shamshan
Don't try
Ghats.
to be over smart.
No, I did not speak when you were speaking. So please hold your horses while there are none. Second, the Prime Minister talks about Prime Minister talks about how electricity is being targeted to different communities. He inherently means that Hindus don't celebrate Ramzan and Eid and Muslims are not happy about Holi or Diwali. This is the one-eyed agenda of BJP. They don't want to see Uttar Pradesh as a composite culture that we are. Uttar Pradesh is a microcosm of India, and if the Prime Minister of India can come, stand on the stage and start dividing electricity, other utilities on caste lines, on religion lines, start dividing villages, that which villages should have Shamshan Ghats and which villages should have Kabristan. This is the saddest part of the BJP campaign. They have realized in three phases that the campaign has no win. They don't have an agenda. They did not present a leader. They
Mr.
put
Tiwari, 1
Sakshi
minute.
Maharaj.
Mr. Tiwari, 1 minute. There is no smoke without fire. There are instances. Let's be also clear. There have been instances reported from Meerut, from Kanpur, where there have been allegations made in the past 1 year that during Diwali there was load shedding, during Eid there was not. Now, we can debate what the Prime Minister's agenda was by raising it in Fatehpur in the manner that he did. But the Samajwadi Party has much to answer for. Can you cross your heart today? Can Akhilesh Yadav, and I'd asked him this, that laptops were, there was first preference was given to those who supported the Samajwadi Party, Yadavs and Muslims primarily. Are you on this program rejecting that, challenging that? Do you all have any evidence as the government of Uttar Pradesh to challenge that and defend that every community got laptops?
Absolutely. I think
every area got electricity.
Happened. I'm coming to that. The laptop distribution happened on public stage in a transparent manner from institutions to institutions. It wasn't that a number of people were called personally in one small ghito and given laptops. That's one. With respect to the pension yojana that Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao spoke about, just today the Supreme Court dismissed a petition by one of the BJP supported agencies that questioned the judgment and policy of Uttar Pradesh in offering pension 25% to the minorities. Now, the Supreme Court went on to say that this is a beautiful scheme. Even the courts in this country realize that what a good policy is. So if one is driven by ideology, the ideology of BJP has become Make in India should happen in Gujarat, but Break in India should happen in Uttar Pradesh. And that is what, right from Amit Shah to the Prime Minister, that is what they are doing. They are practicing Break in India in Uttar Pradesh.
You know, you say Make in India versus Break in India. That doesn't justify Mr. Akhilesh Yadav using words like donkey effectively to describe the Prime Minister in Gujarat. That is unacceptable. Let's be clear, Mr. Tiwari. Let's debate on facts. The sad part is Mr. Akhilesh Yadav should provide this country facts. If the Prime Minister, as I am providing, now based on what we have got from the Uttar Pradesh Electricity Board, why can't Akhilesh Yadav defend the facts? Why this name calling? Why should you say that Amitabh Bachchan should not perform for the donkeys of Gujarat? Is this the kind of language that behoves the Chief Minister, sir?
if the Prime Minister stands in Uttar Pradesh and debrands Uttar Pradesh as a land of rapists, he categorizes rapes in different formats. He says Bulandshahr ka rape kharab tha, lekin Murthal ka rape theek tha. If the Prime Minister comes to Uttar Pradesh and the nation is watching and he uses Uttar Pradesh platform to debrand Uttar Pradesh, the Chief Minister, whose vision is for the state, who aspires to build a vibrant, developing economy, should come forward and defend his state. Amitabh Bachchan, who is a brand ambassador in Gujarat. It is fair. Amitabh Bachchan is from Uttar Pradesh. It is fair for the Chief Minister to stand up, call out that
sorry, sir, using word like donkey,
of Uttar Pradesh.
Sir, using word like, sorry, sir, 1 minute.
Come.
Sir, just a minute. Using words like donkey is hardly behoving a Chief Minister. Let's be honest. The last thing UP needs, and this is where I want to bring you Nawab Jafar Mir Abdullah. You're a member of the loyal family of Lucknow. When you're hearing this language, you told me about the great Lucknow Tehzeeb when I was there last week. What has happened to the Tehzeeb? You told me about the Hindu-Muslim bonds. What I'm seeing as the campaign goes on is increasingly a divisive campaign. Slaughterhouses, triple talaq. Are these the real issues that should concern the people of UP? Or should it be about jobs? Should it be about infrastructure?
You see, I am really ashamed to listen to such statements from the person of the standard of a Prime Minister that he is discriminating Ramzan, Eid, Qabristan, Shamshan. We are not used to such discriminations. Lucknow mein to the Nawabin Awad and Shahan Awad, they patronized each and every religion. Hindus built the mosques, imambadas. Muslims built the temples and respected all religions as per they should be honored and observed.
So you're saying there was this legacy. There was this legacy of intermingling between communities, of working together, which in a sense our politicians are trying to divide and rule. I want to bring in Sharad Pradhan. I'll come back to you, Nawab Saab. Sharad Pradhan, what is the truth? You've been covering Uttar Pradesh. Has the Akhilesh government willfully given laptops to Muslims and Yadavs first, not to others? Is it true that electricity supply, as the UP government claims, is given equally during Diwali and Eid? Is there discrimination, or did the Prime Minister get carried away yesterday with his rhetoric?
I think Prime Minister got carried away with the rhetoric. You know, I am one person who has been critical of this laptop business being given across board, and there was absolutely the fact of the matter is that laptops were given away to every Tom, Dick and Harry, whether he deserves it or not. And that's why in the second year they decided to do it on merit. Initially it was anybody who's passing class 12. All students, irrespective of whether they deserved it in terms of getting marks, or there was no criteria. And certainly, I mean, I have not come across a single case of discrimination that, okay, a Hindu has not been given, a Muslim has been given first. No.
What about Diwali, sir?
Sheer rhetoric.
Sharad Pradhan, what about Diwali and Eid? Is it true that during Diwali, the lights there was load shedding, and during Eid, lights were on 24/7? Is that true?
I think the Prime Minister has been misled by the RSS lobby in particular, who have this typical rhetoric. They use this often on any time you talk to them. But if you ask them of one specific case, if you ask them to tell you one Diwali when they did not have electricity, they won't be able to cite one example. This is a common rhetoric typically with the RSS types who want to spread this word canard. They spread this canard. I don't know why they do it. And let me tell you, Rajdeep, every time they have tried this kind of a divisive tactics, they have failed. Even in 2000, soon after the Lok Sabha victory of Narendra Modi, they had a few months later, they had these 11 by-elections in UP when Yogi Adityanath started this business of love jihad, Ghar Wapsi. They lost 8 out of 11 elections. Out of 11.
That's a good point. That's a good point on which I want to bring in Narasimha Rao. You're hearing the senior most journalist of Uttar Pradesh, Sharad Pradhan, Sir, he is not either with Samajwadi Party or with Congress or with BJP. He is giving you the hard facts. In fact, he has been telling me on other programs that BJP is ahead and leading in UP. But he is saying that the Prime Minister was misled, that the Prime Minister has pushed an agenda of the RSS. He sounded more like Adityanath rather than the Prime Minister. He talks Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, sir, in Delhi, but a different language in Fatehpur. That's the question. Has he been misled? Has someone given him wrong facts, sir? That's my limited point, GVL. And are these the issues that the Prime Minister of the country should be raising? He wants to talk of Vikas. Why is he talking instead about religious discrimination, sir?
No, Rajdeep, I think I contest your premise.
Sir.
He's talking about religious discrimination in development. That's a part of governance. It is not something, it is not a purely religious matter. On matters of state, you cannot discriminate. And I don't know where Mr. Sharad Pradhan has gone. I have traveled to 20 villages last week in Uttar Pradesh.
Sir, Sharad Pradhan has lived the last 40 years of his life in UP, sir. You and I go there only during election time. Mr. Sharad Pradhan has spent 40 years in UP.
Unless you travel, unless you travel, can I just finish? Can I quickly finish?
Yes, sir.
Unless you travel and have an open mind, I can vouch for it. 20 villages I have gone. In all these villages, I go there as an analyst, not as a party man. I don't go to campaign. I'm not a big leader. Every village, practically every village, people have told me something like this on their own. Without having to prove anything.
Different states.
They say if in a block there are 20 villages,
sir.
If there are 20 villages in a block, only the village having minorities gets a road. It gets special treatment in every manner.
Sir,
other villages are left to fend for themselves.
Are you denying?
Even the burial grounds I have seen myself.
Sir, when 24/7
they have acquired lands for this.
Yes.
And people, it just stands out as an eyesore.
Mr. Tiwari, you want to respond once and for all? Let's finish this Shamshan versus Kabristan argument.
To gain that kind of feedback.
Let us finish. Let's admit, Mr. Tiwari. Just a minute, sir. Mr. Tiwari, let's admit that there is a Muslim vote bank that has been catered to by the Samajwadi Party. Now you can call it appeasement, whatever, and we can dispute issues of electricity, which maybe you have a point. But Kabristan, Shamshan are being raised by the BJP as a symbol of Muslim appeasement. Are you denying that there has been any Muslim appeasement in Uttar Pradesh?
I think we have followed a vision. Our Chief Minister has followed a vision that is caste neutral, be it curbing or tackling malnutrition in schools, which is a caste neutral agenda, be it developing the road network, which is a caste neutral agenda, be it developing the electricity network, which is a caste neutral agenda, or be it setting out an employment vision for the state. He has, and Uttar Pradesh has one of the best
biggest in the country in terms of tourism. Are you denying that there has been an attempt at Muslim appeasement? You are denying there has been any Muslim appeasement?
I'm clearly saying, and with full confidence and belief, that our Chief Minister has a vision for a composite culture of Uttar Pradesh, where every child, irrespective of their religion or caste, has an aspiration to develop, get education and get employment. And this is not true with BJP. The Prime Minister, I must commend Mr. Narasimha Rao, that the Prime Minister, if anything, is consistent. Even in his days in Gujarat, he questioned the religion of a chief election commissioner who was responsible for conducting elections. So his view on somebody, depending on what region he comes from, is consistent. The only thing that we object to, and we have a strong objection, is he has no stake in Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Amit Shah has no stake in Uttar Pradesh. They cannot come and use the electoral pedestal to debrand Uttar Pradesh.
Okay,
and whenever they do that,
point.
We would give a befitting response.
Okay, you made your point. I want to come to you.
We have no stake. We are a national party.
Sir, you have a national party, but let us not be economical with the truth.
And a terrorist? You call a Prime Minister a terrorist? You think it's your birthright?
Anyone who poisons the minds of youth, is certainly not a saint.
I find
anyone
it so
who poisons the minds of youth is not a saint by any standards.
The journalists don't find it offensive enough.
Sir, please stop this conversation. Let's not go. we are diverting from
But
the issue.
calling
and
Prime Minister
sir, just a minute,
or
sir.
national president terrorist, is that the language you believe in?
Okay.
Your
Have you
national
not
president
lost it
was booked for
completely?
hate
Are you
speech.
not-
and
are you not desperate today?
Your national president
Are you
was
not
booked for hate
frustrated?
speech 3 years back. And for 3 years, all he has done is sowed the venom and hate in the minds of
Nothing-
people
nothing
for
was
3 years.
substantiated.
Just a
Tell me
minute,
one
I have to
speech.
stop this.
Tell me one speech where
Just
Mr.
making
Amit
a
Shah
charge
has
doesn't
spoken
substantiate
on
it.
harmony of people. Tell me one speech. I challenge you, but tell me one speech where Mr. Amit Shah has spoken for harmony of people. Just one speech.
Okay.
I think you have your blinkers on. You close your ears, so you don't really want to see. You don't believe in sabka saath.
Sir,
you
just a
want
minute.
only minorities
Sir,
have a special
who believes?
rights.
Sir,
And
who
let
believes in
Hindus
sabka
go,
saath,
let
sabka
them be
vikas?
denied development
Sir,
because
just a
it
minute.
doesn't serve
The
your
fact-
vote bank interest.
Let me tell you, the tragedy is the Sachar report showed the condition of Muslims is well below in Uttar Pradesh, most other states. That is the tragedy. We talk of sabka saath, sabka vikas. The tragedy, whichever party has ruled Uttar Pradesh, and over the last 25 years, virtually every party has ruled Uttar Pradesh. No one really has actually benefited the Muslims. Maybe these are just token gestures, but I want to bring you Nawaz Saab to conclude this today. You gave me a lovely shairi when you were in Lucknow. I want you to end today on a more poignant note. When you hear all this, as an elderly gent who has seen Lucknow and Uttar Pradesh over the years, is there a sense of feeling that lost, that this is not the Uttar Pradesh you are part of, or the Lucknow that you want to be part of? Whatever happened to that great Ganga, Jamna, Tehzeeb, the great Lucknow of intermingling, is that all over? No one talks of Hindu-Muslim unity. They only talk of Hindu vote banks and Muslim vote banks, caste vote banks. That is the reality, sir. What would you like to say in conclusion today?
देखिए, एक तो मैं मीर अनीस की रुबाई पढ़ रहा हूं,
Sir.
जो कि स्पिरिचुअल है. फरमाते हैं, गुलशन में सबा को जुस्तजू तेरी है, बुलबुल की जुबां पर गुफ्तगू तेरी है, हर रंग में जलवा है तेरी कुदरत का, जिस फूल को सूंघता हूं पू तेरी है. लखनऊ में और अवध में कि नवाब वाजिद अली शाह ने अगर ईदगाह के लिए ज़मीन दी तो सामने रामलीला के लिए भी दी. हम इश्क के बंदे हैं, मजहब के नहीं कायल, सजदे से हमें मतलब, काबा हो या बुतखाना.
Wow, sir.
तो यहाँ की तहजीब है.
Sir, wow.
भाईचारा.
Today you have taught a
Brotherhood.
lesson to the politicians of the country.
ये हम
With that
लोग
one
इसी में
saying of
जिए हैं.
Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, you have told our politicians
इसी
where
में
they
हम लोग
stand
जिए
today.
हैं.
From his time to ours, UP has declined. That is the shame today. And I want to congratulate you, Nawab Saab. I hope people are listening to what you have said today. Stop this politics of hate,
Thank
whether
you
you
so
are
much.
Samajwadi Party, BJP, Congress,
Thank you so
BSP. And certainly prime ministers and chief ministers should avoid the politics of division, is all I can say today. That's all I want to say. I think Nawab Saab has put all the thoughts of any right-thinking Indian in place. Thank you all very much, but I want to turn to my take today. The Prime Minister's Qabristan Shamshan and Ramzan Diwali comparison were in poor taste, designed to polarize the electorate in Uttar Pradesh. Akhilesh Yadav's Gujarat donkey analogy was equally distasteful. Despite the obvious temptation of vote bank politics, UP needs politicians who talk of a new Hindu-Muslim compact rather than revive past antagonisms. If that is not possible, then netas need to hold their peace and be restrained in their public pronouncements. One last thing. How about debating what it will take for Uttar Pradesh to have power 24/7, 365 days, rather than make even electricity supply hostage to a Hindu-Muslim false narrative?